Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another East Brunswick TV sports presentation. Today it's senior night at East Brunswick High School with our field hockey team. Out on the field being introduced are our parents. First of all, it's Julie Beck and her parents Terry and Richard. We got Amy Kranuski and parents Mary and Richard. Sarah LaRue and her parents Jody and Jacques. Marissa Lanza, parents Rosemary and Joseph. Christine LeBlanc and parents Tracy and Maurice. Walking through the girls right now is Katie McMillan and her parents Virginia and Donald. We have Kerry Miller and parents Janice and Michael. Followed by Lauren Rossi and parents Teresa and Albert. And last but certainly not least, we have Allison Weiser and her parents Melanie and Steve. That's our senior night for tonight. My name is Frank Noppenberger. I'm your host for tonight's field hockey game, and our special guest is Deane McMillan, a former athlete and currently playing at Monmouth University, who will be providing commentary for us. The Bears are currently 7-1, and we anticipate a very hard-fought contest for tonight's game. We'll be back in 1 minute for the opening of the game. Welcome everyone back to J. Doyle Field for this Red Division contest between the Bears of East Brunswick and the Vikings of South Brunswick. As we said earlier, today is our special guest, Deane McMillan, a former Bear and currently playing at Monmouth University. Deane, welcome, and tell us what you've been doing lately.
Well, this year I just transferred from the University of Delaware, and I transferred to the Monmouth University, and I'm very happy there, and I'm playing field hockey there. I'm a sophomore. Having a great time playing hockey, and I'm majoring in math education.
Oh, that's great. So in a few years, you'll maybe come back and help Coach Todoroff and everyone with your coaching expertise. That's good. And what kind of team are you guys having right now? What's your record?
At Monmouth University, where our record is only 3-9 right now, but we have a big game coming up this weekend versus Ryder, and if we win that, we're going to go to the NEC tournament, and hopefully from there we'll win our conference.
Very good. And then if you win the conference, help me out here. Are there automatic bids?
You can go on to the NCAA tournament, and from there it's process of elimination, and as soon as you lose, you're out.
Right, very good. And any other local girls playing down there at Monmouth with you?
Jen Werninger, who just graduated last year from East Brunswick High School, she's a freshman at Monmouth University also, so I play with her there.
Oh, great, great. Okay, so we're just minutes away from the game starting here. Have you had a chance, Deane, to see any of our games, and what's your impression of our team this year?
I came down the other week and I saw East Brunswick play South Plainfield, and we lost that game, unfortunately, but it was very close. It was a very well thought out game, and by the looks of it, if we play a very composed game and a controlled game, which East Brunswick did that game, this is going to be a fantastic game, and East Brunswick should be able to maintain control and hopefully put some goals in.
Right. Go back to that South Plainfield game. We were there as a big crowd. What's your thought? Was that a good call on that goal, or?
Well,
it's just your opinion now.
I personally don't know. I wasn't out on the field, but supposedly from word of mouth by East Brunswick, they said it wasn't a goal, so I'm going to trust them on that. But it was a very intense game. South Plainfield's always been a great rival. When we played, they were a huge rival for us, and they still are. And hopefully East Brunswick's going to get it back when we go for the second round.
Yeah, and then we got a second shot at Sayreville, too. So, we're still in the thick of things here. And then we got the division coming up. Then we'll have the conference tournament will be finalized by the end of the month. And then we have the state tournament. It's interesting because the state tournament, there's a few changes. We're in a new division, not a new division, I'm sorry, with the realignment. We pick up schools like Jackson, Brick Memorial, and Brick Township. and we lose the Bridgewaters and Piscataway, as a matter of fact. So we'll see some new faces in the state tournament, and hopefully the Bears can win a few. And you never know, when you get to the finals, just about anything can happen. As you know, we made it to the finals last year against Hunterdon Central, and it just wasn't a good day for us that day. But we're 7-1, and Coach Todoroff, speaking to her before the game, she thinks we're pretty good. Actually, she's low-keying it. Have you ever known Coach to low-key it?
She's a great coach, and hopefully we'll be able to pull this through. And we've got a great team out here tonight.
Good. Okay, what's the start of the game called for Mr. Carney, who's all these novice people that don't understand the game of field hockey? Is that called a face-off?
It's going to call a pushback or a pass back, and it looks like right now South Brunswick has the pushback, and they're going to pass it back to this girl, and then they have control of the ball to do whatever they want to.
And that's determined by a coin flip, or
yes.
Is it division? Is a coin?
They do a coin flip, and whoever wins the coin flip can either choose to have possession of the ball first, or they can choose which goal they're going to attack.
Right. Okay. Throughout the evening, I'm going to ask you some rules, and sometimes I may repeat them because for some people, field hockey is still a confusing game as far as the rules are concerned. Please feel free to comment on anything anytime you see a good play, and I'll try to do the same. How much is the field affect the play? Like, are you playing on turf down at Monmouth, or is it?
Well, when I was at University of Delaware, we played on turf, and it's a very smooth game. You don't have many high balls. It's a lot more controlled passing as opposed to just hitting the ball up the field. And right now at Monmouth, we have a grass field, and the grass field there is very smooth. It's perfect, and it's very easy to play on. It's just like turf.
And it's a little slower than turf, though, right?
Correct. And here it looks like this field looks very bumpy today, so there might be a lot of high balls being called.
Right. Now, we just had a penalty. Is that why they got the ball?
The ball went over the end line, so the defensive team got possession of the ball at a 16-yard hit, which is there's a circle around the goal cage.
Well, there's a couple circles out there, but we know which one you mean.
I think it's the blue circle.
Yes, it is. I see some of our girls out here with ribbons in the hair. Is there any significance to that? Is that a psych thing?
Just
for
a
the
psych
girls?
thing, yeah.
That was a shot on goal, I believe.
Now we have the rebound and trying to get it back into the circle
number
again.
Number 21 chasing the ball. You know who that is, don't you?
That's my little sister, Katie McMillan.
There's Erin Whalen out there passing it to number 4, Julie Beck. Julie's one of our seniors, and Erin Whalen, an outstanding athlete, is only a junior.
And now this is a penalty corner. There was a foul committed inside of the circle, and when that happens, the offense gets the ball, and they have to. Erin Whalen is inserting the ball right now, and the rest of the team lines up outside of the circle, and the defensive team has 4 girls in the cage and a goalie.
Now, the strategy is the first one to get it, just smack it into the goal, or is there passing?
Right now, East Brunswick's strategy is to either go to the top and take a direct shot and hopefully get it off that way, or you can do a short pass and then try to cross it across the goal with a little pass.
Right now, at the college level, is the strategy the same, or because of the skill ability, does it change it a bit?
The strategy is pretty much the same, but on turf it's much easier to execute. Usually you can get the ball out so much faster that the defense doesn't even have a chance to stop your shot at all. So usually it's a pass to the top and a direct shot right away.
Right, okay, so that was an out-of-bounds hit on South Brunswick. And that was number, oh boy, my eyes, is that 17? Was that Allison hitting it in?
Allison Weiser, yes.
And now there's another free hit.
And Sarah Lou is going after the ball and
now we
picks
got
it up.
2-on-1 here, or 2-on-2, and the key again is to get the ball into the middle of the field, just like most sports. Is that correct?
Yes.
The Orange Bull make it easier for everybody to see. It's not helping Mr. Knopp here. But you can certainly see the officials in their nice outfit. Now they change. They bring a different, they all have a few different shirts to wear so they don't mix in with the other team. So the color's got to be completely opposite.
Right. That's Erin Whalen on the ball right now. And she gets the call because South Brunswick was called for a stick hacking. You are not allowed to hit the other team's stick with your stick.
And the only penalty on that is that you change possession of the ball, correct?
Yes.
After so many sticks, you don't get, or slashing. Was that the word, slashing?
Hacking. Hacking, slashing.
You don't get like a penalty and have to sit out or anything.
Usually if it gets really bad, they can give you a card for it, but it has to be extreme. And
right, okay, that's out again on South Brunswick, and that will be Katie hitting the ball in. No, I'm correct. Correct me wrong here. It's South Brunswick's ball. There's Erin.
And then Katie caused the foul right there. She, believe they pushed it into her feet, and she got the corner. And you can see that everyone on the South Brunswick team, they have to line up at the 50-yard line, and they can run back.
And in the goal.
Yes.
As the ball's coming to you, you can't stop it with your foot, or can you?
You cannot. The ball cannot touch any part of your body other than your stick.
I was at a game the other day, and some parents wanted them to step on the ball, stop it, and then whack it like a golf tee.
And Erin takes a shot on goal.
We seem to be dominating the game, but we're not getting it in the goal, and that happens in most sports. And when a team is, in my opinion, when a team is heavily favored like East Brunswick is here, and you allow the other team to stay into that game and stay into the game, you make them believers, and it just, they get some momentum going, and it's just that much more difficult.
We need to score right away here because that's right, South Brunswick is going to get very psyched up about being able to stay in with a team that's 7-1 right now.
Now they only have like 7 subs. Do you think it's a cool night? Will fatigue come into play in this game?
I think it'll be okay. I think everyone out there looks all right, and it's perfect weather out here tonight. And having subs is great because it's a very tiring game, lots of running around. It looks like we have another corner. I think it's like a fourth corner.
We get to determine what corner we want to hit it from, or is the...
Yes, you can hit it from either side of the goal cage. Right now they're taking it from the other side this time. Looks like they're setting up some kind of play here.
Now, how many plays will Cindy Coach Sordorf have off of that corner?
Right now she has, I think she has 7 players up, which is...
No, I'm not players, but plays. Like,
are
there options off of that, or is it...
I think she has 2 set up right now. But it can vary. Usually the players on the field, if something changes with the defense, they can basically make up their own plays and play right off of that.
Right. So they're looking to freelancer to read the defense, just like any other sport. It's all reaction, I guess.
Now is a foot call in the circle, so now we have another corner here.
There used to be a far corner and a near corner.
It's called a long corner, short corner. This is a short corner.
But there's still a far corner.
There's a long corner that is, if the ball goes over the end line and the defense hits it off the end line, they'll take a long corner, and that's taken like on the sideline, maybe 5 yards from the end line.
Sure is making a lot of contact with the wood out there.
Yeah, they're letting a lot go tonight, it seems. Hopefully it won't get too hacky out there.
When you're playing in college, and I talked about this to, actually it was Mr. Miller the other day, gloves. Would you not wear gloves, or do you wear gloves when you play?
For me personally, I don't like to wear gloves because I feel like I need to feel the stick more. It's hard for me to maneuver it. But there are a lot of girls that prefer to wear it because it doesn't hurt your hands as much when you hit the ball.
Like a batting glove with
Right.
baseball and.
Because when it gets cold, usually when you hit the ball, it'll vibrate right through your hands. And there's another corner for East Brunswick.
I'm not keeping count, but that's got to be at least 6 corners for us there. We got to put one of these in.
It looks like a shot right now. He's going to call a corner for a foot.
The substitution is unlimited, correct?
Yes.
Katie, you can come in. Janine, you can come in and out at any time, unlike the World Cup and soccer.
Yeah, it's rolling substitutions. You can come in whenever you want. You stand at the 50-yard line, and one person will come off, and the other person will go right on.
How about at international level or collegiate? How is the substitution? Is it the same?
Substitution is the same for any level of field hockey. The only exception to the rule is that for all levels, when there is a penalty corner, you are not allowed to sub until after the corner has started.
Okay, because I believe in collegiate soccer for women, once you're subbed out, you're out for the rest of that half. And I believe that may be true in international also. Well, that's the second time South Brunswick's got it into Bear territory. And we've been pretty stingy, I believe, all year, giving up definitely less than a goal a game. Not Stephanie Blanner, that's her sister, but Andrea Blanner, a 10th grade goalie, has pitching a lot of shutouts for us. And I guess credit's got to go to the other defensive players back there, too, not allowing that ball to get there. Can you point them out to us out there?
Right now we have Lauren Rossi is playing the left back position. Allison Weiser is playing our center back position, and Marissa Lanza is the right back.
And our attack people, we had Erin up there.
Julie Beck is playing a forward. Sarah LaRue is also playing a forward, and it looks like Chrissy LeBlanc is also playing forward. And in the midfield, we have Katie McMillan's right midfield, and Amy Kanuski. And right now, Carrie Miller is playing the left midfield with the ball.
In field hockey, will the coach sub a kid from defense to forward to up front, or is it pretty much they come off the bench and they'll play that position? Is it a substitution like in football where if you're a tight end, you're a tight end?
No, you can. She can substitute, put a defender in, and push the person up to forward. You can move anywhere around the field.
Yeah, I know that. What I mean is, does it happen that a coach will coach sub that way?
Oh yes.
Keeping the best athlete out on the field.
Definitely. Especially in a game like this where you need to.
Ooh!
That was a high ball.
So the transition for the kid is not that difficult to make,
right.
Adjusting from different positions.
No. It's very easy. If you're a very versatile player, it's easy to play any position and switch right away.
Great. What's your opinion of eye guards or eyeglasses? This year in high school, women's lacrosse, they're mandatory. And I'm just thinking, what's your thought? Is that going to eventually come to the high school level, or is there any talk of it at the college level?
Well, I know that right now in the college level, just last week they mandated goggles for all lacrosse.
Right.
So they just had that, and there's talk of having goggles required for high school and collegiate play for field hockey next year. Personally, I don't think it's necessary if the game is played right. It should stay on the ground, but
that's a good point.
It is being, unfortunately, and especially in high school, there are a lot of high balls due to the bad grass.
Well, I think that's an issue, and I think the girls are getting bigger and stronger, and they're whacking the ball harder.
Yes.
And maybe they don't have the skill to keep that ball down and to control the ball, and they're just kind of like winding up and whacking it with a 5-iron.
That's true. There have been, I know when I was in high school, they had a couple of injuries for the eyes for field hockey. And when it does happen, it's very, very severe.
Yeah. That ball isn't very soft.
No, it's not.
Well, there's 15 minutes gone in this contest, and it still remains scoreless. And I'm sure the Bears are starting to wonder what's going on here. And I would think that Coach Matlack and the Vikings are getting pretty excited about shutting the Bears down for the last few minutes. Actually, the last 15 minutes.
Right now it's South Brunswick ball. They have a 16-yard hit because the ball went over the end line. And Bears are going to try to keep it down here and possibly get it back into the circle. That's a big ball down the middle of the field, and the goalie is going to let it go into the cage because you can only score when you're inside of the circle.
Right. Now, what is your opinion of that rule? Are you a purist in the game and that you should allow it, or?
I personally like the rule. It adds to the game, makes you think about where you are in the field, getting it into that circle, and that's the critical area on the field. And it adds to it.
See, I would just think that if you can hit it from 2 yards out, it should count. But not being a field hockey purist, that'd be like, what do you think if I asked Carney if he couldn't make a shot beyond half court? I know there's one game he would have lost, but it's just interesting the different rules. And last time I was on the air about field hockey, we talked about the kilts also. I think it adds to the sport. It really distinguishes it from all the other sports and the tradition of wearing the kilts. I hope it remains. Kilts, that's what they're called,
yes,
right?
Kilts.
Is that Kerry Miller there?
It's a nice ball down the middle of the field. Now I just have to capitalize on that. And that was a foot up. That's obstruction, so he's going to call a penalty corner.
Now, the officials. Last time I was on TV, I was talking about recruiting officials. Have you ever thought about getting into officiating, Janine, especially for field hockey?
Actually, I did. I just haven't had the time to get around to it yet, but I hope to practice and maybe get a license in it and maybe do some games. We'll see what happens.
Well, if you're really interested, and then if there's anyone out there who's interested and would like to get involved in officiating, they can certainly contact me in the athletic office, and I'll send them in the correct direction, because there is a shortage of officials, especially in field hockey.
And good officials, too.
And there's a real shortage of good officials. I mean, it used to be that it used to be former players, but I don't think either of the two men out here played field hockey. I don't think they have any experience, but I know they both officiate other sports, and they learn the techniques and how to deal with people in coaching and officiating, so they're out here helping out the sport. Well, we've got 12 minutes and 30 seconds left, and it's still a scoreless game. There's Amy Kranuski passing the ball out to Julie Beck, I believe.
And Erin passes the ball into Amy, and Amy gets a nice ball in the circle, but no one's there to touch it. So we'll have a 16-yard hit for South Brunswick.
I see Coach doing a little more substituting. Is that to give some life into the team, or is that just something she's seen? Because right now we have number 8 going in. That's Christine Bushjack, a sophomore. She's replacing, I believe that's number 1, Chrissy LeBlanc.
I think Christine, I've seen her play, and I think she's got a lot of speed on the ball, and hopefully coming off the bench she has fresh legs, and hopefully can get the ball up there and put it in the goal. Now South Brunswick has it in their area. And Marissa Lance is bringing it out.
Now we have a, that's like me playing golf. Matter of fact, I don't want to say anything, but I've seen Mr. Carney, do that often too. And he does something, he calls it a mulligan. I don't know what he calls it, but he does it over and over again. Just kidding, Mr. Carney, we love you. Now the balls, if South Brunswick were to score, would they do what a lot of people would do in soccer is put everyone back on defense and just play for that either 0-0 tie or the 1-0 win?
It depends on the coach. Usually, once you have a goal, you've got the momentum going. So most coaches would tell you push up, try to get another one. And if South Brunswick were to score, I'm sure East Brunswick would get very fired up and very determined to win. And that's what they need right now to do.
Yep, sometimes, it's better to let that sleeping dog lie, I guess, but we certainly need a little lift here. Although I would think we're dominating the game. What's your opinion of that?
We're dominating it very well, but we just need to put that ball in the cage right now. And South Brunswick's only got down there 2 or 3 times so far, so we're doing very well. We just need to finish it. Now is a high ball, but they're letting it play because East Brunswick got possession. He's calling a corner due to a foot.
That was like a no harm, no foul?
Right. As long as, usually a lot of officials will let it play as long as the person that committed the foul doesn't have the advantage.
Right. I can see us scoring off of this corner somehow. Or maybe the next one. Taking the corner from the defensive right side, the strategy is why? Why would you do that when most people are righties? Wouldn't it be easier to control it on the right side of the field?
Usually do that just because the way the defense comes out, it's a little bit awkward for them. And you have when you go to take the shot, you're having a very easy, nice, strong stick.
But I meant as we're looking at the field, if we attacked from the near side, it would seem that it would be on the right side of our stick.
Right. Usually when you're playing attack, you want to attack on the right side, right down the side of the field, because the defense, that is their reverse stick side. And the defense's objective is to try to get the offense to go to their right side.
There was a shot by, that's your job to find out who.
I believe that was Amy.
Number 16.
Now they have another corner again. And right now Katie McMillan just inserted went past Amy Kanuski. And Sarah Lou brings it into the middle of the field. And Erin Whalen's able to win the call there for stick hacking. And Christine Bushak is trying to get a shot off goal and gets the corner instead, which is just as good.
Boy, oh boy, are we down there. Just can't put it in. Now the halves are 30 minutes, correct? And the clock only stops on a goal and an injury and timeout. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And in between the games is what, a 10-minute break? I mean, in between halves?
It might be either a 5 or 10 minute break. In collegiate level, it's definitely 10 minutes.
And of course, they'll switch sides.
Yes. And that ball just hit the post, so they're going to play it. But no one was there to touch it in for South Brunswick. And Allison Weiser comes up on the defense and puts the ball up to Erin Whalen.
Okay, for the real novice people out there, the only pieces of equipment that are required by the rules is the mouthpiece and the shin guards, correct?
That's correct.
And you cannot wear protective equipment out there, or can you?
I don't believe you can. You can wear eyewear is optional, but it's not. You don't see it very often.
I think that's just people worrying about the way it looks rather than the safety. If I got bopped in the eyeball, I'd be wearing one. Another shot by Erin. Boy, she's in the middle of all the action, huh? There's Katie. Do you think Katie wants to play in the college?
She definitely wants to play. She just doesn't matter of finding the right college right now.
And what is she looking at?
She's looking at Lehigh, Monmouth University,
Oh boy.
Northeastern, Sacred Heart. Those are all very good field hockey schools.
Yeah, all very good schools. That would be neat if she went to Monmouth. You guys could room together and
I don't know about rooming together,
bond,
but
bond as sisters. Now that was a far corner, correct?
yes.
There's 5 minutes left to go in the half. The Bears keep knocking on the door, but just can't seem to score a goal. Well, we guess we have to credit South Brunswick's defense because they've got to have something to do with it.
Their defense is doing a very good job of stopping the ball in the circle and getting it out wide right away and not letting it stay in there too long. That's Marissa Lanza coming up with the interception. And another ball over the end line. That
was a sweep shot. That's what you would call that?
Yeah, a sweep shot.
By number 36. 35. That's Erin Whalen again. Now she's on a different side of the field.
Another post ball.
Janine, that ball goes all the way, hits the post and bounces. Now
if that were to roll
the goalie, in trying to kick it out, somehow kicks it in the goal. Is that a good goal?
That would not be considered a goal because an offender has to touch the ball inside the circle in order for it to be counted as a goal. But if the ball were to hit the post and bounce off and an offender were to just be there and touch it in, that would be a goal.
Okay, I knew that. I just want to know, see if you knew.
Now Julie Beck has a 1-on-2 right now in the circle.
Nice pass.
And Erin Whalen gets the rebound.
Here's Deane.
Katie.
Oh, come on.
And Erin Whalen's going out for the ball now. And another ball over the end line will be 16-yard hit for South Brunswick.
Seemed like the level intensity's picked up here at the tab with 3 minutes to go.
There's a ball on the field, and South Brunswick has a breakaway here. And Carrie Miller is going to pick it up and dribble it down the right side of the field.
We got 2:50 and counting going, and it looks like it may be a 0-0 at the half.
East Brunswick's going to call a timeout right now.
All right, how many timeouts a half are you allowed?
I believe you're allowed 2 timeouts the whole game, but I'm not positive on that.
So what do you think Coach is saying right here? If we had the microphone, we could squeeze it in there and listen to her, but I'm sure she's telling them you got 2.5 minutes to get a score in before the first half. And what kind of strategy would she be saying?
As most field hockey players would know, that usually the crucial times of a field hockey game are the first 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes before halftime, and then the first 5 minutes after the halftime, and then the last 5 minutes of the game. So right now, what they're going to know is that this is the most intense part of the game right now, and they need to put a goal right in here so that we can go into halftime with a 1-0 win. Because if we end with a 0-0 tie, South Brunswick's going to be pumped coming into that second half.
Right now, South Brunswick is saying, hey, look, we've got them worrying. We've got them concerned. We can't let up a goal, but are they going to say, let's put an offensive thrust in there, or are they going to just talk defense for the next 2 minutes?
I think right now South Brunswick thinks that, you know, they've got this game. They've got a chance of winning this. I think they're going to try to push up and get the goal because they've been down there and they've had their chances, and they just haven't been able to get that either.
Okay, so play is going to resume. We must be having a commercial timeout here. This is one of the longest timeouts we've seen in a while here.
And I believe we're going to start with an East Brunswick ball.
And as always, you have to have possession of the ball to call timeout.
Yes.
Can you call timeout as you're dribbling the ball or carrying the ball down the field, or must it be out of bounds?
No, you can call a timeout at any point, but they won't call the officials will not call the timeout until the play has stopped.
Right.
And Aaron Whalen right now is taking it down and passes it in the middle of the field. And then we have
There's a real nice pass, and there's a. That was a foot fault.
I believe so.
Is that what that's called, Ginny?
A foot foul, yeah. And now we have another corner here. There's less than 2 minutes to go.
And the timekeeper on the sideline will go out to the referee along the sideline with a minute to go, or is that with 30 seconds to go?
I believe a minute. It's a very good shot.
Ooh, what a
A high
rebound.
clear. But the ref let that go.
Jimmy Kranuski.
Brings it down, and
With a
Christine
nice
tries
shot.
to get it, but goes over the end line. That'll be a 16-yard hit for South Brunswick.
That was a nice piece of sportsmanship there by the East Brunswick number
That's Christine Bushjack.
Christine getting the ball for them, or maybe she just wanted to quick get it so time wouldn't run out. What do you think?
Possibly. Now it's going to be an East Brunswick ball coming into the circle. And right now East Brunswick has to score.
Oh boy,
It's
look
right
at
there.
that ball.
Oh, and they put it in.
Okay, the way I get it, that was a score with a minute to go. Makes the score 1-0, and that goal was scored by. Okay, we'll announce that in a minute as we watch the celebration. Okay, we'll get you that official score in a minute. We'll have to check with the official score just to double check. I thought it was Christine, but may not been. There's a long shot by Katie. A follow-up by Christine, and
that's another goal right there. East Brunswick got 2 goals in less than 1 minute.
oh, that was definitely, I believe that was for Christine too, and that was right at the buzzer. Boy, that's tough. Okay, that goal was scored by.
The first one. The
The
first
first
goal was
goal
scored by number 13, Pamela Izrachi.
And I believe the second one was by Christine, but we're going to double check that. Bushjack, number 8. Okay, that's the halftime. Or is that a timeout? Oh, I believe that was a timeout. Right, in some sports you can't call timeout if there's, like in soccer, I know they won't let you call timeout when there's seconds. Well, you can't get a call timeout, but you can't sub near the end of the game. You can call timeout with seconds to go in this, I believe.
Yes, you can call a timeout at any time as long as you have possession of the ball and the play is stopped.
So that makes me believe that you have timeouts per half, because I know Coach Matlack wouldn't have called a timeout with seconds to go, thinking that she would not have it for the second half.
And if there's seconds to go right now, East Brunswick scores, so South Brunswick was automatically given possession of the ball. And as soon as that goal was scored, they called a timeout right away.
Right. I thought I heard 20 seconds by the official. I could be wrong. But that's got to be somewhat deflating to the South Brunswick, who was putting up a real good defensive stance for a while.
Now South Brunswick's going to try to get a quick goal. And they've got it up there. And Allison Weiser's carrying it out of the circle.
Just keep it in the corner.
And right now East Brunswick's basically just trying to hold them off. get it up the field and keep it away from South Brunswick right now.
Well, that's a long 2 minutes. Maybe the referees added time on during the play that we didn't pick up, but it looks like it'll be just seconds before the whistle.
And there's the whistle right there to end the half.
Okay, so we're at halftime here at J. Doyle Field. We'll be back in a minute, and the score as we leave halftime is the Bears 2 and the Vikings 0. Well, welcome back to J. Doyle Field, and there's a shot of the moon on a beautiful night here at J. Doyle Field. Good shot by our camera crew. Okay, and we're back here, and it's again 2-0 in favor of the Bears, and again, Bears are in white. We're switching sides, and that would be South Brunswick in the dark. If you've just joined us, the Bears are currently 7-1. I believe South Brunswick struggling a little bit. They're a good team, but they may be 0-6. We've had 2 goals scored. Our second goal was scored by Christine Buszczyk, and Janine McMillan, our guest, will tell us that the first goal was scored by
Pamela Izrachi.
Right, and she's an 11th grader. Congratulations to Pamela. It seemed like a short half. What do you think the coach said to one another? And by the way, before we get to that, I would like to point out that it was great strategy on coach's time at that timeout that she instituted some psych. She probably saw something to weakness, and we had 2 quick goals scored. So congratulations, Coach Tartaroff, on whatever you told those girls. Okay, so Janine, what do you think South Brunswick, their head coach, had to say to them today?
South Brunswick probably, they scored 1 goal, and then the second one was probably unlucky. That's what probably the South Brunswick coach is thinking. And they held them for the whole first half until the last 2 minutes there, and I'm sure she told them that, they held them that long. I'm sure they can get it right back again. And Coach Todoff, I'm sure, told East Brunswick that, we're on a roll. We got 2 goals in a matter of 1 minute, and right now we need to put some more goals in.
Yep, I would think that. Okay, we're going to try to give you the starting lineup for the second half out there in a minute, and you just call out the names there, Janine, and I'll do the same. I see number 33 out there. That's Sherry Miller, I believe.
Yeah, Carrie Miller.
Carrie Miller, sorry. And I got the goalie. You got the next couple. That's Andrea Blanner.
We also have number 13 out there is Pamela Izrachi. She's 11th grade, and she also scored one of the goals in the first half. And you also have Christine Buszczyk, who is number 8, and she also scored one of the goals in the first half, and she's only a sophomore right now, so she has another 2 years with East Brunswick.
Okay, I'm sure Katie McMillan, number 21, is out there. She's a senior. That's her fighting for the ball, I believe. Number 16 is still out there. Is that number 16, Lauren Dudra?
No, I don't believe so.
Nope, that's number 15.
15, Amy Kranuski.
Amy Kranuski.
She's a tri-captain. She's a senior this year.
Outstanding athlete, very good softball player, and an excellent student.
And you also have Julie Beck, number 4. She's playing right wing right now. She's also another senior tri-captain.
Okay, who's teeing the ball up here? That's number 30.
That's Carrie Miller right now. She's hitting the ball into the circle. Nice ball. And they're fighting for it, but goes off the end line. They're going to call a long corner.
Some excitement from our girls on the sideline there.
Right now you can see East Brunswick's pushing up a lot. They only have 1 defender holding back there, Allison Weiser. She's a senior. She's holding back the defense right now.
And that's because Coach wants to keep the pressure. I'm sure it's because Coach wants to keep the pressure on them and put this game away. A 3-goal is somewhat a tough challenge to overcome if we get up 3-0, Janine.
Yes. That would be great for East Brunswick. And right now they have another corner, another chance to do that. A nice pass down low, but they're going to save it and keep it in. And now South Brunswick has a free hit coming out of the circle. They're going to try to get it down to their end of the field. Aaron gets a nice interception.
Once again, it looks like the Bears are dominating. But once again, it looks like the Vikings are doing a good job of keeping the ball out of the goal. Allison Weiser is sitting back there. Allison, I don't want you to fall asleep on us. Stay awake there.
And you also have number 10 in the defense. That's a Gadarkowski. She's the
Also an 11th grader. We got a nice mix of seniors and underclassmen out there, and you know that's a credit to Coach Tartaroff. Field hockey at East Brunswick and Coach Tartaroff, it's the same thing. It's the same word. She has built this program to be one of the most respected in the state. We may not win every state championship or every conference championship, but they know when you come to East Brunswick, it's quality kids, quality program, and it's all because of Cindy and the cooperation she gets from the coaches and certainly the recreation department. Okay, so that ball went out of bounds on the Bears. And once again, it's intercepted by our number 8, and that's Christine Pushchik, a sophomore.
Now Christine has the ball up the middle of the field. And Erin follows and helps her out. Nice passing. Ball's right in front of the goal.
There's a nice little flip pass.
And the ball went out on the defense, so they're going to call a long corner, and it'll be East Brunswick ball.
Here we are at senior night, and it's just a great tradition that we've started here at East Brunswick, where we honor all our seniors, not necessarily at the last home game, but we try to pick out a game that's a good game. It's comfortable for the fans to come out and watch, and somewhat exciting. Once again, I'm Frank Noppenberger, your host, and I'm joined by Deane McMillan, a former Bear and currently a athlete playing field hockey at Monmouth University. Deane was nice enough to come in and volunteer her time and help us out with the expertise of field hockey. I'd also like to thank TV3, David, and David for volunteering his time, and Pete for organizing everything. We just, on behalf of the coaches and the athletic department, and especially the kids, we want to thank you guys for helping out, because you're providing lasting memories for these young girls.
Right now we have another corner going right up to the top. Try to get another shot off here. It's a scramble, and it goes over the end line.
Boy, the goalie came way out on that. I guess it looks a lot easier than it really is. That may have been the first time it's crossed midfield.
Now Katie McMillan is drawing the ball right down the right side of the field, looking for a cross.
Looks like we're a little too clumped over there on that right side. It looks like we got some subs ready to come in. That would be number 1, and that would be Christine LeBlanc. That's number 9, Lauren Rossi, and that third one I just got
Sarah LaRue.
It looks like they're ready to come in. I believe they're 3 of our seniors. Would also like to mention that our freshmen are coached by Allison Weiss, and that our JV team is coached by Sherry Brooks, and they're both having outstanding years. And congratulations to the freshmen and JV players. We have another short corner.
Shot on goal. And they're going to call a timeout.
Okay,
Looks like an
is that
injury.
an injury timeout there?
Looks like the ball went into her.
I guess on a cold night, and I've been here on a couple cold nights of field hockey, when that ball hits, it really must smart.
Yeah, it stings when you get hit, especially when it's cold.
There goes Mr. Hostler out there to check things out. Also joining us our booth, and we'd like to thank them for their support, is our principal, Mr. Murphy, who's providing us with tidbits of information, and our official clock person is Mr. Reggie Carney. Senior night, can you reflect on that a little bit, Janine? Do you remember, was it a special night? Was it kind of sad knowing that the end is coming, and what were your feelings? It wasn't too long ago, what, 3 years ago?
2 years ago, I was here. Senior night's it's a great night for the seniors are able to get recognized. It's a fantastic time. You have a lot of fans come out, and it's just a great time. You feel the emotion of, this is one of your last seasons playing high school, and really gets you motivated to play. It's a lot of fun.
Right. Walking through that little parade of players with your parents, it's really got to be special, and congratulations to all those parents that are here tonight supporting their kids, because you've dedicated a lot of hours and time to them, and hopefully it was enjoyable for you as much as it was for them.
Right now, a new player is in number 19, Katie Colchi. She's a sophomore. She's playing the forward position. Hopefully some fresh legs. Get another goal.
There's 20 minutes remaining in the game, and it remains East Brunswick 2 and South Brunswick 0. Looks like we got a breakaway there. There goes number 1, just inserted. Chrisley LeBlanc taking the ball the length of the field.
And she's going to cause a foul. We'll have a free hit coming inside the circle.
And that's because it was inside, correct?
It was outside the circle, so they're going to take the hit right outside.
That's what I was trying to say.
And number 3 just inserted the game, Kathleen Leone. She's a sophomore also.
Oh boy, look at that thing sitting there. Did they count that? Yes, they did. They counted that as a goal. That makes it 3-0. And in a minute, we'll find out who scored that goal. That's Mr. Murphy, our principal's job is to use his keen eyes and find out the score. We'll give it to you in a minute. Well, congratulations to the refs. They seem to be doing a pretty good job in moving the game along, calling a pretty good game, and that's so important in any athletic event, to have a referee or an official that moves the game along. And
that was Christine Bushjack, who had another goal, so that's her second goal of the night.
Congratulations, Christine.
And she's only a sophomore, so she has lots of goals to come in the next 2 years.
Well, it seems to be a very young team, although, we've got maybe 8 seniors on the team. There always seems to be a lot of, we're calling out names and numbers, there's always underclassmen. Running out onto the field there is number 27. And number 27 is Sarah LaRue. 27 happens to be my favorite number, Sarah, so you're going to have a special game tonight. Number 8 is, I believe that's number 8 going into the game. And is that
number 9 just went in.
That was 9?
Lauren Rossi.
That was close.
She's another senior. And now East Brunswick has another corner here. That's a nice shot on goal by Amy Kroniewski. And she gets her own rebound here.
His hand is up in the air. The ref that
He was holding the call for East Brunswick, and then when East Brunswick did not get the ball, he called the corner for them.
Okay, there's 17 and a half left, and the Bears are still putting pressure with corners on the Vikings.
And the ball goes to Amy again, and she fakes the shot and passes back to Katie McMillan.
Nice cross by Katie.
And no one's there to get it, and we'll get a 16-yard hit for South Brunswick. And that was a very nice fake by Amy Kroniewski there on that corner.
You know, it's amazing. All sports, like soccer and field hockey, lacrosse, very similar. Get the ball in the middle, crossing shots to get a better shot on goal. The concepts are very, very similar. That's why a lot of these girls, I guess, picked up field hockey pretty good, because I know a lot of them had experience as youth playing soccer. I know Kerry Miller played soccer. Katie played soccer. Did your sister play soccer as a youth?
Yeah, she did for a little while.
I believe she played basketball too.
Yes. I know Kerry Miller is looking to play lacrosse in college.
Yep, she plays with our in the spring with us. Kerry Miller is quite an athlete, quite a young lady.
And the ball's right up the middle of the field.
That's a nice cross.
And they call a high ball on that, so they're going to have it coming out of the circle for South Brunswick.
Changing sticks. I see we change sticks. Was that like hockey? You can change sticks on the run, Janine?
I guess so. I guess something was wrong with her stick. It looks like they're looking maybe it was broken. Something happened to it, so they just gave her another stick.
I've never seen that before. And does the referee inspect the sticks before the game?
Usually not in a high school game. They won't usually check them, but in possibly a conference game, state games, they might check the sticks to make sure they're legal.
Right. Okay, that's a timeout with 15 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. I believe that was called by South Brunswick, and I'm sure, the South Brunswick coach is saying, hey, we got 15 minutes to go here. Let's put a little rush on here and put some pressure on them. And if you were in the East Brunswick huddle, as a coach, Deane, what would you be saying?
Well, right now I think they've gotten a lot of corners again, and I'm sure she's telling them execute on these corners. You know, you're doing great. You just got to finish, get the rebounds, and put it in the cage, because we're right there and we can get lots more goals.
Right, I'm sure she's saying don't let up. I mean, the worst thing your team can do is when you're up a couple goals or a couple points, you let up and you let the other people back into the game. Looking ahead at the Bears field hockey schedule, we have South Brunswick is where we're at right now, and on the 10th we have Old Bridge away. Then we travel a big game. We go over to Bomberland to play to Sayreville on the 14th at 3:45. That contest will have a lot of influence on the seeding for the conference tournament and possibly the division championship. Then the Bears will have Monroe, and then they'll have Sayreville again at home. That'll be a good game. That'll be a 2 o'clock game. That's the 18th. And there's a lot of activity going on that day. It's a SAT day. We got soccer going on. We got field hockey going on. And for all our people out there listening, if you want to know about the schedules, just give me a call at 613-6930. Okay, it looks like time is back. It looks like time is back in, and we're ready to start. Well, they got it across midfield again, but our defense Someone's hustling after the ball there. Can you help me out with that, young lady?
Can't see right now. Right now we have Sarah Lou taking down the left side of the field.
That was a nice move.
Gets it right into the middle to Kerry Miller.
So now we got a 3-on-1. A little give and go action.
Sarah's got great possession of the ball right now. And Lauren Rossi's fighting to get it back for our team. There's a big ball for South Brunswick and it goes right over the end line.
I sure hope Andrea Blanner back there doesn't fall asleep. Has she had a save all day?
I think she had one or two.
Yeah? A save means it has to be a shot inside the circle, correct?
Yes.
You ever play goalie?
No.
It's got to be tough in the middle of the summer or the beginning of the summer with all that equipment on and those big leg pads.
It's a very hard position, and she's had a great season so far with a lot of shutouts right now, helping East Brunswick out.
Yeah, we got a little thrust here going on. Number 21 bringing the ball up.
And a shot on goal.
Good job by Katie, and a shot on goal. And
they're going to call a high stick on that. Big ball for South Brunswick, and now they have a 2-on-1.
They got a little offense going here.
And Lauren Rossi's able to get the ball out for East Brunswick.
Good job, Lauren. Pass up to Miller. What was that call? She wasn't out of bounds, was she? Oh,
that
yes, she was. Yes, she was. Good steal there by number 1, Chrissy.
Ball down the middle of the field, and
we
Chrissy
got
has a breakaway.
Here.
And Katie Colchi's on the right, and she gets the corner for East Brunswick.
Same person usually takes the corner.
It seems that way right now for East Brunswick.
And
they've had a couple of different people insert the ball. Right now, Katie McMillan's inserting.
Good save by the goalie. Boy, this is a lot more difficult than it looks calling a field hockey game because the ball's bouncing around so much.
That was a good try by East Brunswick, and it goes right over the end line, and now South Brunswick's going to have a 16-yard hit coming out of the circle. Strong hit by South Brunswick. Right now, South Brunswick has a chance to score here.
This could be their first, what you call this again?
Corner. They're looking for a corner right now. This is their first really big scoring opportunity.
Right, good kick save by Blanner.
It was a good save. She got it right out wide to her defense, and now East Brunswick was able to go up the right side of the field, and now South Brunswick has it back again.
Boy, they're applying some pressure here.
They're calling a long hit. They said the ball touched the defensive stick before it went off the end line, so South Brunswick has a long corner. And able to get it out, Christine Buschek. Another save by Blanner. Katie Colchi's got a nice breakaway going down the field.
Good speed by Katie there. And we have a substitution going on. Number 35 goes in for Amy. That's Erin Whalen.
And a shot on goal by Chrissy Lavon.
Was that a kick save by that goalie, or was it wide?
I think she did a kick save. A lot of back and forth right now. South Brunswick's getting a lot of opportunities.
South Brunswick seems to be substituting more than ever. Maybe the kids are feeling a little bit tired. I know Coach Matlack is an outstanding coach. He's probably recognizing that fact, because the Bears seems to be doing a lot more subbing with more people, and that, like we said before, the fresh legs certainly means a lot. As we talk about South Brunswick, although they're they're winless, I believe, this season, but it is a relatively new program. I believe this is their third year, and their entire roster is made up of all 9th and 10th graders. And that's a tough call as a coach. You know, you may have some kids that have been with you, but here's a program that the coach and the athletic department decide what they want to do is they want to go with youth. And they probably got about 20 kids on their roster, some playing 25, 30 playing varsity and JV. And before long, South Brunswick's going to be, in one of the better schools for field hockey, because they've got the recreation program behind them, they got the Board of Education, and they've got outstanding coaches. Well, there's 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go. And that doesn't mean before the Yankee-Boston game. That means to the Katie, I saw that. That means until the end of this game. Speaking of Yankee-Boston, Katie, Janine, are you a baseball fan?
I guess you could say that. I like watching it. I don't have a favorite, though.
And if you were to pick a team to win?
I'd have to say probably the Yankees.
You're a good girl. You're a good girl, Janine. Thank you. I know the two men sitting next to you, Mr. Murphy and Mr. Carney, somehow don't agree with you and I, but that's why we're on the air and they're here on the unofficial capacity. Okay, we're back with 7 minutes to go. I'm real impressed again, every time I watch our girls field hockey team with the spirit, and the kids are very well coached. They always know where to go, what to do. There never seems to be confusion. And it's all about communication, and I believe Coach does a great job communicating with them about their responsibilities and certainly their expectations. As it looks now with 6.5 to go, it looks like it'll be a victorious senior night for our girls. And before we forget, we want to wish them the best of luck remaining of the season. And for the seniors, thank you for the memories, and hopefully we'll get a division and a conference championship with you this year.
Nice cross ball.
There's a penalty on the Vikings. You know what I'm impressed with too, Janine? We haven't lost our focus. We pretty much dominate the game, but we're keeping the pressure on. It doesn't seem to be anyone slacking off and saying, no one's going through the motions, is what I'm trying to say.
Right. East Brunswick's doing a great job of keeping it down here, dominating. And they're obviously getting a lot of corners, which is always good.
We have to score off of one of these corners. We had a bunch of those against South Brunswick. Remember that? South Plainfield in the last few minutes. Giving me heart failure. Nice steal there. Just kept the ball alive. A pass up. Is that Curry? She's got to be tired. She's been all over the field tonight.
Now Lauren Rossi has possession. And they're going to give it to South Brunswick.
Good hustle back by our girls on the defensive end.
And Sarah gets the call for that because South Brunswick, when they had the ball, turned their back to the defense.
We're going to have another substitution. Looks like number 17, Allison Weiser, one of our seniors, is going to the game. Coming out, I believe that is number 10. Is that number 10?
Yes, Agata Rakowski.
Agata, who has scored the first goal for us tonight. Katie with a nice cross.
And South Brunswick has possession again, but we win it back. And now we get the ball right in the middle of the field.
I do like the way we're, and I don't want to be redundant, but I do like the way we're keeping the pressure on them. That's a sign of a championship team.
And this is the last 5 minutes of the game, which is another crucial point. So hopefully someone will be able to score a goal here.
It looks like the Bears are going to have another substitution. That's Amy in and Colucci out, and my eyes can't see that far.
That's Marissa Lanza's going in for Christine Boucher.
And we're getting some hugs on the sideline. Christine had an outstanding game. After a night game like this, you go home, are you really pumped up and too excited to go home and study? And it's probably best to get your studying done ahead of time.
I would hope so, yes.
Because I know if I were a kid out there, I'd be all pumped up. I'd be up till all hours of the night. It's got to be an exciting.
Especially on your senior night and you win big like this, 3-0. You want to go home and celebrate. It's a great time. It's going to be a great win for East Brunswick right here.
And then afterwards, we're at the 2-minute warning here. And afterwards, the field hockey booster club's got some refreshments set up for the kids, and I believe there's little gifts down there and balloons, and it's just a nice atmosphere here at J. Doyle Field with a beautiful night. We're happy you were able to join us. And I'm not sure when this will be broadcast, but I do know there's a home football game Friday night. If this is broadcast before that, I want you guys to come on out and see the Bears. Probably got about a minute to go, and the Bears continue to put pressure. In other action today, our Bears, the girls volleyball team, defeated Bishop R. And congratulations to the tennis team for winning their 13th consecutive GMC championship. That was finalized last night. So great job, Coach Grant and the girls tennis team.
It's a nice cross, and it goes over the end line. Right now, South Brunswick's looking to hit it up the field as far as they can.
I see the referee asking oh, here comes the girl out, so it's probably about a minute or less than a minute to go in the game. our hats off to South Brunswick. I thought they did a pretty good job here against the Bears. And to the Bears for remaining focused and not panicking and keeping the pressure on. It's an indication that we're going to have a lot more wins ahead of us here. And with that whistle, I believe that's the end of the game. Janine, I'd like to thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you come back and see us.
Thank you very much for having me.
It was a pleasure. Best of luck to you at Monmouth College. And once again, thank you for joining us, and congratulations to the field hockey team. And we will see you Friday.